who's come to the show. Just another misanthrope. Well, I got some bad news for you. You ain't leaving anytime soon.
We're live on air. Get ready.
Hello? Live? What? Where am I, and how did I get here? I can't see anything from the windows. There's too much rain. But it looks like the ground is moving?
Welcome to Specter Point, the final bastion of hope. You're currently off the coast of Maine, but who knows where you'll be in a year, or a month, or tomorrow.
Hey, wait a minute. Come on now. This isn't funny. One moment I'm falling asleep in my bed, and the next I'm in this tower thing?
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse? This ain't no lighthouse. Looks more like a sound studio to me. There's microphones and speakers and a soundboard and oh shit.
Specter Point is an anomaly, designed to push back the darkness. Its light must always be kept on, and it must broadcast once a week if we are to repel the darkness from our location. It is your job now, as the new keeper of this lighthouse.
What are you talking about? Darkness, broadcast, keeper. None of this makes sense.
It will in due time. For now, we must broadcast. The darkness has grown far too close. The closer the darkness gets, the worse the storm grows. If you want to survive, then you'll have no choice but to follow my instructions.
Follow your... I don't know who you are. How can I trust anything you're saying? Hello? Hello? Oh, jeez, well, I guess this is it. To anyone who's, listening out there, my name is... Wait, what is my name? Holy hell, this can't be real. There's just no way. I guess this is Specter Point, and, well, you can call me the Keeper, for now. If anyone can hear me, though, please, come and find me. From where I'm sitting, all I can see is rain and lightning, and I guess the waves below. Oh, wow, actually, y'all should have seen that one. This wave just crashed against the tower or the lighthouse, and I swear I could feel it shake the whole place. And the wave crashed so hard I could see it spill up against the window. It must be like 2 or 3 stories high. Oh God, you all should. You all. I'm not even sure if anyone is actually listening. I hope someone is. I know I just got here and all. Somehow, but I'm already feeling lonely. Let's see. There's some old records. It's here. Jesus, like really old records. Not sure what any of this is. And there's a book in this desk. Brothers Grimm. Never heard of them. I think maybe while I'm getting my bearings still, I might actually read some of this. Maybe there's an answer inside as to where I am or even when I am. I guess to whoever might be listening, maybe that woman who called. I'll keep you busy with some of this music in the meantime. Here's a song by, it looks like Frank Sinatra? I've got you under my skin. Sure. That sounds, well, great. Just swell, actually. Might throw on a couple more till I can figure out what the hell I'm doing here. But, for now, I guess, enjoy Frank Sinatra. Oh, whoa. Hey, welcome back, I guess. That was enough music for the meantime. Figure out how a vinyl works. I think it's called a vinyl. Actually, I was quite enjoying it. The music, of course. Even as well, a bit outdated. There's something to it that you don't hear these days, or again, whatever day it is. Anyhow, I started reading this Brothers Grimm stuff, and I haven't found any clues to where, when, or even how I've arrived here, unfortunately. However, I'd like to read you some of this story. It's called, oh shoot, give me a second. Right. The Frog King. Maybe there's something in the story that I'm missing. Maybe some clues as to why I'm here. And if there is, you gotta let me know. That's if, of course, anyone is listening in. And if you are, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm not a great reader, but I got a lot of time to kill. So, here we go. In old times, when wishing still helped one, there lived a king whose daughters were all beautiful. But the youngest was so beautiful that the sun itself, which has seen so much, was astonished whenever it shone in her face. Close by the king's castle lay a great dark forest, and under an old lime tree in the forest was a well. And when the day was very warm, the king's child went out into the forest and sat down by the side of the cool fountain. And when she was dull, she took a golden ball and threw it up on high and caught it. And this ball was her favorite plaything. Now it so happened that on one occasion the princess's golden ball did not fall into the little hand which she was holding up for it, but onto the ground beyond, and rolled straight into the water. The king's daughter followed it with her eyes, but it vanished, and the well was deep, so deep that the bottom could not be seen. On this she began to cry, and cried louder and louder, and could not be comforted. And as she thus lamented, someone said to her, "What ails thee, king's daughter? Thou weepest so that even a stone would show pity." She looked round to the side from whence the voice came, and saw a frog stretching forth its thick, ugly head from the water. "Ah, old water splasher, is it thou?" she said. "I am weeping for my golden ball, which has fallen into the well." "Be quiet and do not weep," answered the frog. "I can help thee, but what wilt thou give me if I bring thy plaything up again?" "Whatever thou wilt have, dear frog," said she. "My clothes, my pearls and jewels, and even the golden crown which I am wearing." The frog answered, "I do not care for thy clothes, thy pearls and jewels, or thy golden crown,
But if thou wilt love me, and let me be thy companion and playfellow, and sit by thee at thy little table, and eat off thy little golden plate, and drink out of thy little cup, and sleep in thy little bed. If thou wilt promise me this, I will go down below, and bring thee thy golden ball up again. Oh yes, she said, I promise thee all thou wishest, if thou wilt but bring my ball back again. She, however, thought, how the silly frog does talk. He lives in the water with the other frogs and croaks and can be no companion to any human being. But the frog, when he had received this promise, put his head into the water and sank down, and in a short while came swimming up again with the ball in his mouth, and threw it on the grass. The king's daughter was delighted to see her pretty plaything once more, and picked it up and ran away with it. Wait, wait, said the frog. Take me with thee. I can't run as thou canst. But what did it avail him to scream his croak after her as loudly as he could? She did not listen to it, but ran home and soon forgot the poor frog, who was forced to go back into his well again. The next day, when she had seated herself at the table with the king and all the courtiers, and was eating from her little golden plate, something came creeping, splish, splash, splish, splash, up the marble staircase, and when it had gotten to the top, it knocked at the door and cried, Princess, youngest princess, open the door for me. She ran to see who was outside, but when she opened the door, there sat the frog in front of it. Then she slammed the door to, in great haste, sat down to dinner again, and was quite frightened. The king saw plainly that her heart was beating violently, and said, My child, what art thou so afraid of? Is there perchance a giant outside who wants to carry thee away? Ah, no, she replied. It is no giant, but a disgusting frog. What does a frog want with thee? Ah, dear father, yesterday I was in the farthest sitting by the well, playing. My golden ball fell into the water, and because I cried so, the frog brought it out again for me, and because he is so insistent, I promised him he should be my companion, but I never thought he would be able to come out of his water, and now he is outside there and wants to come in to me. In the meantime, it knocked a second time and cried, Princess, youngest princess, open the door for me. Doubt'st thou not know what thou saidst to me yesterday by the cool waters of the fountain? Princess, youngest princess, open the door for me.
Hey, put that book down. You don't know what you're doing. Reading that thing, you know that you're not the first person here. Just another keeper of this lighthouse, repelling the dark.
Okay, so I'm not sure what that was. The music was off, the vinyls were out of the player, but the soundboard is still functioning like it has a mind of its own. Oh.
Keeper, I see you've met the conductor. He's been a plague on our operation since the beginning. Since the darkness came in here. You cannot trust him. Not a word he says. He's not good. He only wants to see the world be covered in darkness, to bring forth an age without light.
You're still not making sense. And this conductor, is he like you? Just another voice in the static?
The conductor's nothing like me. I am the light, and I cannot burn without your help. And if my flame extinguishes, we're both better off dead, Keeper.
At least I know what to call him, but who the hell are you? Because so far I've put my trust in a nameless voice more than I have some cursed musician and some demented song on the radio.
Like I said, I am the light. Keep me burning. Keep the broadcast playing. And I promise you that we'll make our way out of this nightmare.
Nightmare. If anything, this world has become a fever dream. Although the storm has somewhat subsided outside, perhaps the broadcast is doing something. It's strange though, like I have no control over the soundboard or the microphone or anything else. They're all just working on their own as if they have minds of their own. Trust me, like I have pressed the buttons, I've flipped the switches, I've turned the dials. Nothing works. I remember when I woke, first thing I saw was that on-air neon sign lit above me. Then I walked into the studio, hearing the phone ring, and, well, I guess you know as much as I do. And if you're out there, please, again, give me a sign. I hate to know that I'm here alone. Sorry, I'm losing it. I think I need a moment to recover. Things are getting stranger by the minute. Here's some more music in the meantime before we come back to the rest of the story. We got Mel Torm and Andy Williams. Just give me a minute. I hope you enjoy the music break. Thank you. Welcome back, and I think I might have figured something out. As long as the music is playing, the conductor cannot interrupt this broadcast. As long as the broadcast isn't interrupted, the light should remain, or at least the storm should blow away shortly, as it has been. At least I think so. I hope so. But until that happens, with the rain still crashing outside, I don't think I have a choice but to keeping on. So let's finish the story of the Frog King before the conductor decides to poke his head back in here.
Then said the king, "That which thou hast promised must thou perform. Go and let him in." She went and opened the door, and the frog hopped in and followed her step by step to her chair. There he sat and cried, "Lift me up beside thee." She delayed, until at last the king commanded her to do it. When the frog was once on the chair, he wanted to be on the table. And when he was on the table, he said, "Now, push thy little golden plate nearer to me, that we may eat together." She did this, but it was easy to see that she did not do it willingly. The frog enjoyed what he ate, but almost every mouthful she took choked her. At length he said, "I have eaten and am satisfied. Now I am tired. Carry me into thy little room and make thy little silken bed ready, and we will both lie down and go to sleep." The king's daughter began to cry, for she was afraid of the cold frog which she did not like to touch, and which was now to sleep in her pretty, clean little bed. But the king grew angry and said, "He who helped thee when thou wert in trouble ought not afterwards to be despised by thee." So she took hold of the frog with 2 fingers, carried him upstairs, and put him in a corner. But when she was in bed, he crept to her and said, "I am tired. I want to sleep as well as thou. Lift me up, or I will tell thy father." Then she was terribly angry, and took him up and threw him with all her might against the wall. "Now thou wilt be quiet, odious frog," she said. But when he fell down, he was no frog, but a king's son with beautiful, kind eyes. He, by her father's will, was now her dear companion and husband. Then he told her how he had been bewitched by a wicked witch, and how no one could have delivered him from the well but herself, and that tomorrow they would go together into his kingdom. Then they went to sleep, and next morning, when the sun awoke them, a carriage came driving up with 8 white horses, which had white ostrich feathers on their heads, and were harnessed with golden chains. And behind stood the young king's servant, Faithful Henry. Faithful Henry had been so unhappy when his master was changed into a frog that he had caused 3 iron bands to be laid round his heart, lest it should burst with grief and sadness. The carriage was to conduct the young king into his kingdom. Faithful Henry helped them both in, and placed himself behind again, and was full of joy because of this deliverance. And when they had driven a part of the way, the king's son heard a cracking behind him, as if something had broken. So he turned around and cried, "Henry, the carriage is breaking." "No, master, it is not the carriage. It is a band from my heart, which was put there in my great pain when you were a frog and imprisoned in the well." Again, and once again, while they were on their way, something cracked. And each time the king's son thought the carriage was breaking. But it was only the bands which were springing from the heart of Faithful Henry, because his master was set free and was happy.
We just arrived to whatever place this is, like frickin' Alice falling into Wonderland, and it's all so strange and unsound right now. But I wish that I could be free again and happy. Can I say that? I don't know. All I feel is fear right now. I mean, I think I was happy in my former life, or present life before today. I'm not sure. I'm really not. This lighthouse and its radio broadcast and the light and the conductor and all the damn voices calling out through the radio waves and phone calls. I guess my ultimate question is, why me? I recall a few things, like I think that I was married, and I remember living somewhere in the Midwest of America, perhaps. It's strange, you know, to whoever's listening, but like I used to be a regular guy, I think. Like I had a job that paid well enough. I had a woman that was pleasant enough. But ever since I woke up, I'm just not sure. I'm truly not sure who I am, or even who I was. That's what's disturbed me the most. Like, we each have these fantasies about us, like leaving our old lives in search of something new and whatnot, but or even just wanting to relocate, like whether it's a career or a living situation or something else entirely, just to keep us elevated and inspired. And hell, I don't even know anymore. I suppose I feel like the Frog King, or even the King, and I'm not sure. I think that I need more time to think about this, I guess. I really hope that you enjoy them, whoever you are, and I really hope that I enjoy them too. Here's Nat King Cole and George Shearing, as well as Tony Bennett. I'll be right back with you all. I'm back, or rather, we're back. I've explored a little bit, but found very little scattered around the place in terms of this lighthouse, this radio station, wherever the hell I am. Except for a key. That's right, folks. A key that was placed underneath a shelf to keep it from standing crooked. I have not yet tried the key out on any locks around here. I guess I'm just saving that expedition for later. Perhaps after the broadcast. Maybe tomorrow. But I really don't want to be here tomorrow. Anyhow, it's a very small silver key. Not like the key to a door of any kind. In fact, on my walk down the lighthouse, no doors had been locked, and I feared venturing outside. The tides are still high, and crashing against this small inlet that I've been trapped within, and I just feel like the day, or is it night? I can't even tell. Has just started and passed much sooner than expected. I can't even tell which it is. My eyes are growing more tired by the second, even though I've only been awake for so long since starting this broadcast, and I'm unsure of what's happening to me, let alone what's happened to the world around me. If anyone, please, I know I keep asking, but if you could just give me a sign. I need your help.
I warned you. And now I have no choice but to put you down in your place. You see, there is no you if there is me in the way. If there is me in the way.
This has been the Specter Point show, broadcast, radio show, whatever. This is the keeper of Specter Point, I suppose. Signing off for now. Until the neon lights above call me back. Guess I'll see y'all next time.
Keeper, you're done for the day. Go to work. You'll be hearing from me soon. Keeper? Keeper? Are you there? Keeper?
You are so beautiful when you sleep. Wish I could dive into your dream. Dance along the moonlight together as we sleep. But by the end you'll be sleeping for eternity. You're